Hey everyone, thanks for subscribing to my weekly list. This week we're going to start off with CDE, but before we go ahead and start off, make sure you like, subscribe to my videos and like my channel so that you can get these weekly updates and weekly notifications. Also make sure you sign up on the link below. In the description, make sure you sign up if you haven't signed up already, or if this was a forwarded email from somebody else. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. CDE is our first pick this week. We're going to go just quickly run through these. So what we're looking at here is it's above our RAM proprietary indicator, and this is going to be on a daily chart. I'm going to show you on a daily chart, pretty much on nothing on the intraday, just because it's we're looking at a swing trade into the next few days to see what's going to happen, right? And on CDE, we already noticed that it's above our RAM indicator. It's above the mid band, and it's coming in close to the mid band and probably make a support there. So keep an eye on that. We're above our Woody CCI ZLR, and so let's take a look at the 50-day, excuse me, the 50-day cross that just happened a few days ago. And what's going to happen is it may pull back a little bit, and so that's why you got to keep an eye on it. Okay, don't just go ahead and buy anything that you see on the list. You got to make sure you do your due diligence, and you got to make sure you keep an eye on things and news and see what's happening in the overall market. And this is why this is a list that you should be putting on your watch list, just to see what's happening. And if you want, take a few weeks to just kind of get used to what the list is if you're a new subscriber, and if you've seen something already in the past weeks, you'll notice that there's a pattern where you don't immediately just get into something unless it's a recent crossover or something that's pretty straight obvious, right? You don't want to have, like, for example, if there's a cross like this and trading sideways, you don't know what's happening, right? So in this case, you see this pattern of movement going up, and you saw this coming down, pulling back a little bit, and then going up. And so we had this cross between the 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average in the past few days. There's going to be some pullback, and when that happens, there's possibly a point where you want to get in. Make sure you keep an eye on what's happening with the recession news, also the Twitter feeds from Donald Trump, right? You never know what's going to happen with his tweets on the trade war. This may continue further down, right, if that escalates and whatnot. No, but overall, the trend of this is going up. There may be a pullback, and there's a possibility for it to move up. Let's look at the next one. The next one is PDD. And this one, on the 50-day and the 200 crossover, look at that, it happened. There's going to be some pullback, and when that happens, you get in for a ride up. And now if you're looking at, if you're a stock options trader, or if you are a swing trader, then you would actually look at this and say, hey, you know what, I see my MACD is already on the upside. There's a trend upwards, and you got the Woodies showing a lot of green on the upward trend. You're on the RSI on the, you see that trend coming down, but there may be a little bit of room downward where you can get in, and then possibly a few points upwards. And again, you're looking at this from a perspective where you're going to try to, get in with a few points and get out, right? If you're looking at a swing trade, these lists are made for getting in and out within a few days. And even if you this list, I'm not making it for long-term investors, right? This is for somebody who's interested in a few days, who can't stay and watch every technical aspect of a particular stock, and who cannot get in and out of a particular stock every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes or whatnot, right? So if you're in there looking for a trade, looking for some sort of position to get into, then these are the type of stocks to look at, right? And in this case, you had the crossover, you're looking for a room back to move fall back, and then that's when you get in, as long as this continues its way upward. And if there's a cross in this situation right here, then you just got to be wary, right? And that could happen next few days, but then there's some room upwards, right, before that even happens. So you can capture that moment. You can capture those whatever 50 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents, a dollar that it moves up, and then you walk away from the profit, right? And that's how you build your portfolio. You don't and I don't fundamentally trade these are all technical trades. So I'm not looking at their their balance sheets. I'm not looking at their latest news buyouts and stuff like that. I'm strictly looking at the charts, following the technicals. Okay, let's look at what's happening. It's above the RAM indicator, which is great news. It's above the mid band and is riding the band up. All right, so now there may be another few days that it might come down and then it could go up. Look at everything, right? The MACD is showing a little bit upwards. The RSI shows that it may pull down in the next few days, and that's exactly what's going to happen. It's gone up so much in the past few days. You want to have some pullback where that's where you would get in. And the due diligence part is you can actually look at the news and see what's happening with this stock before you actually get in, right? And for me, I look at it from a technical perspective. Over time, after time, you'll notice the behavior of these type of stocks. What's going to happen? There'll be some pullback, and that's when you get in. You make the few cents, a few dollars, a tick up and down. You take the profit and you walk away. All right, so that's what PDD is showing. Look at the next one is oops, let me do it over here. VICI. Okay, so let's start with this chart first, and you'll see that it moved up above our RAM indicator. It's above the mid band, and as you can see, the Woodies are showing that it's above the ZLR, and there'll be some pullback, and then it'll continue its up. The RSI is showing that it's on its way up. You're going to get a cross above the zero line right here on the MACD. That gives you some room upwards, move upwards, right? There's some breathing room up there for this particular stock to go up. So keep an eye on this one for this next few days. And if there's some pullback and stays above our RAM indicator, go for the long, as long as it stays above. And let's take a look over here on this particular. There's a crossover as well on this, and there's a crossover on the MACD right here going up. So there's some breathing room for it to move up a little bit more. Okay, so this is pretty much one of those stocks you should be watching in the next few days for it to move up. And again, I'm giving you a lot of information here that you should be using and doing your own research on your own self if you want to learn how to trade and want to learn how to pick these type of stocks. Okay, one more thing I wanted to mention is that majority of these picks all are going to be for longs, right? It's hard for me to give you a short because a lot of people can't short stocks, right? A lot of the account holders, my friends, customers, clients, everyone that has come to me, they don't have the ability to short stocks in their account, either because of the type of account that they have or the requirements in their accounts that are set up the way, whatever there may be, right? They just can't short stock. So it's hard for me to give you a stock to tell you to short when you're not allowed to. And even some of these stocks you might not be able to short because they're hard to borrow. Depending on your broker, you might not be able to short it because it's not available for them to give it to you for shorting. Next one is GCI. Okay, let's take a look at GCI. GCI is crossing right here between the 50-day and 200. It's on its way up. The last few days you'll see that pattern has gone up. All right, it's crossed the MACD above. There's some room for it to go up for the next few days and possibly cross right around this mark right here, right? So it's got some breathing room for it to go up the next few days. So you're looking at this market right here, this leg, this point right here is where there's a lot of resistance, right? So it's going to try to gravitate towards that. You got the RSI towards moving towards up, and you got the woodies also all green going up. So keep an eye on this one. Put it on your list. Make sure you look for it to go up a little bit. And this is well above our RAM indicator. It's above the mid band, the daily mid band on the Bollinger Bands, and it's got some gravitating room to go and touch the upper band, right? So keep an eye on this. Make sure you put this on your list to watch for this upcoming week. And the last one is Lowe's, LOW. All right, so there's a pop. All right, there's gonna be some pullback. It's crossed above right here. You got the 50-day crossing above the 200. It may pull back a little bit here and then go up. All right, you got the cross. It's going up. It's going to cross over the MACD and go into the positive territory. You got the RSI shooting up. So there's some room for it to go up. That room is what you want to capture and take your profit and walk away. All right, so this is what's happening with lows. Uh, Again, above our RAM indicator, above the mid band, it's shot up. Now, when this has shot up, gapped up, look for some days where in the next few days, and there may be some breathing room for it to come down, pull back these profit takers. And when that happens, that's when you get in, as long as it stays above the RAM indicator, above the mid band, and there's no crosses up on the MACD. All right, so these are the ones that are on the list for this week. If you have any questions, reach out to me on Discord. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions, shoot me an email. Best place first and foremost, get me on Discord. All right, thanks for watching.